Hold up.
Sick, thicker than most of these tricks. I got my mind on making money, but you stuck on these fake bitches. I stay blunted and never fronted, and I doubt if I do. Cause if I did, then I get beat up by my fucking crew. A real nigga since you figure that you ready to box. You catching knots from my nigga Freddie Fox. You really don't want none from Pop, cause I be strapped with a Glock and throw things like I'm born to box. I hit this motherfucking gin and I'll be all in. Hell yeah, young nigga straight ballin'. And everybody wants to see if I'm a G. Weighing 165 and I'm high till I fucking die. Thug life in this motherfucker catching wreck. Big stretch hit me off when I hit the set. But now I'm cool cause I'm tipsy and I feel a nigga trying to see if I'm a killer.
You got to have dedication.
So thank you guys so much for tuning back in with me. Today we have Lauren Noriega with us, and it's a pleasure to meet you, of course.
Thanks. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So tell us about yourself, your upbringing, what brought you into law, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I am from Victorville, California, which is pretty much everybody's like stop on their way to Vegas to pee. It's a little desert town. We moved there when I was like 2. So I've been there really my whole life until I went to college and moved out of there. But I'm the oldest of 5. I come from a family of law enforcement, which a lot of people know already, and they're kind of surprised to hear that. So my dad is retired LA County Sheriff Deputy. My uncle, my grandpa, like everybody. My brother was a cop before he went back to school. So I come from a law enforcement background, but I did my undergrad in nutrition and food science. So went to Cal State San Bernardino for that. And then I worked as a nutritionist for a year for a supplement manufacturer. And then I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna just pull the trigger and do this law school thing, because even as a little girl, I always wanted to be a lawyer. It was just the student debt kind of scared me a little bit as an adult. But I ended up just doing it, and I'm glad I did. So here I am. I got my own firm, and I'm in LA just doing my thing.
Awesome. That's awesome. Keep on, student debt. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how much people have to pay to get into school. So, just finding your way and finding your way. I appreciate it, because that's what a lot of people are still out here doing, What does justice mean to you when you speak, on being a lawyer? What does justice mean?
Justice to me, I mean, there are so many layers and facets to justice. So I think at the very core, it starts with society and how society sees justice. I've talked about this in other interviews, how we really lost sight of innocent until proven guilty. A lot of us will watch, cases that are in the media or high profile cases. And there's this kind of like unspoken idea that if somebody's on trial, they must be guilty. And that's one of the things that I really want to help with affecting change, is the idea, the presumption of innocence. So there's that. And then there's also, of course, the lower level of government, how police are treating individuals all around the country. I'm not even just talking about LA. That kind of doesn't even need to really be gone into in much depth. We all know what I'm talking about with that, how police treat people of minority. And then there's also other levels to it too. There's, a lot of people don't have access to zealous, aggressive criminal defense, and there's socioeconomic factors. But I think that the overall general arching principles of justice would be finding the truth, and in finding the truth, making sure that nobody's constitutional rights are violated during that search for the truth.
Okay. I enjoyed that answer. That was very in-depth, because you did touch on different part, because, it is layered, like you said.
Yeah, it's not black and white. There are so many gray areas and layers, and it's difficult. It's not a simple topic.
Of course, of course. Law in general is very intricate. So when you get in there and you see all those different laws, and I saw in one of your interviews that you said that can a lawyer learn all of the laws? Is that even possible? And you said it wasn't, but it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot that goes into that.
Yeah, and it's not even just learning the laws. It's like, there's the evidence code, there's administrative law, and then the whole purpose of lawyers is to explore those gray areas of the law. So you can memorize the laws and the text of the laws, but nobody can understand really the meaning of those laws because there's so many different opinions.
Correct. Correct. That is true. A lot of opinions. Speaking on opinions, what is your opinion after the loss of Nipsey Hussle? How do you think LA has turned around? Do you think that there's more violence? Do you think that there is a sort of calming area, or is it still ramped up?
I mean, I like to think that he didn't die in vain. I like to think that with his passing, it at least made some people aware of the fact that gang members can be rehabilitated and can actually be super, super valuable assets to their community. And I think before that happened, I think that wasn't even anything that anybody believed, other than those of us who have loved ones and who really understand how rehabilitation works. But I think that, his passing really brought awareness to the fact that somebody can turn their life around and can have a tremendous impact on their community.
Correct. Correct. Um, with Nipsey Hussle, I've been following him since his underground days, and just seeing how he leveled was amazing. It was
Yeah.
really amazing because it seemed like they wanted to keep him in a box. And when I say they, I mean the industry. It just seemed like they wanted to keep him in a box, and he just wasn't having that. I see all the things that he had implemented around LA, around the world. So it really is inspiring to see those type of things. But when we have, I'm going to use the word that his mother used, assassinations like this. It's hard to wrap your head around. And a lot of people are speculating on the internet. A lot of people are saying things that don't really make sense. So I just wanted to put this in perspective for people with this interview that, if you want to know something, get in there and figure it out, just try to figure it out. We're just people who want to know, because this case seems like it's so shadowed, it's layered. Like you said, things seem layered in this case. You are defending Kerry Lathan in this case. How is he doing as far as his recovery from his injuries and what he sustained?
Yeah. So
You can sign up for $5, $10, which will give you access to the interview. Also $20 for exclusive content.